Hi guys, so this is video 15 of Duke and Prince, and today we're going to upgrade on going out and about. While the weather is good, we've got the light evenings, we're going to be playing with a bit of cross-country hire and show jumping venues. So I hope you enjoy. So we started off by picking a friend up with her little pony Webster, and off we trundled to Ace Cross Country, where Duke had to stand on the lorry while the other horse came off and got studied up. Then he came off. He's got the bridle on over the top of his rope halter, and I've got a lunge line on. And there was 4 of us in total. So the other 3 horses, once we got onto the course, disappeared off to another field. I wanted Duke to stay with me and concentrate on what I was asking. So I wanted his full attention. And we probably spent 10 minutes walking, zigzagging round some of the cross-country fences, doing lots of stop, rein back, really kind of focusing on moving his feet. Then we worked up towards going round the logs, walking over the logs, sniffing the logs, and then I started kind of gently jogging with him and trotting over them up to a little bit of lunging. Now, Duke's obviously barefoot, never had shoes. The ground is perfect. So I feel really confident that hopefully we're not going to slip. And also I've got good stop. So he understands the cues. Is stop, ooh, is to slow down. Now, obviously, I'm being very thoughtful to the fact there are other people on the cross-country course, but at the moment we're kind of out of the way in a nice quiet corner. But here you can just see his attention's gone, and, you know, trigger stacking as we call it. He's already noticed that there's some new horses coming into the field. So after that, I just backed him up, got him back in the room, as I call it, got his attention again, and then we moved back on to doing some more logs. Just had a sneaky slither out of that one, so we're going to come round again. But I'm really pleased with this. I kind of went with the intention that I just wanted him to walk around the fields, watching other horses go through the water and over jumps. I didn't expect at all to be doing any of this, but he really enjoyed it. He was really quite up for it, and then some of the bigger ones, and you can see there, whoopee. So again, back in your box. So I kept him moving forward because I didn't want him to think that he's allowed to stop buck and he gets stopped. I want him to realise he can move on. It's a beautiful picture, that I think it's really sweet. But we did do a lot of groundwork. So once we'd had a bit of fun over the logs, we then went and investigated some of the other jumps, and I stood on them, I sat on them, we watched the world go by, we watched some of the others jumping, and every time he got just a little bit bright, I would just step him back again, get him back in the room. So while it's quiet and no one's around, I thought I'd go and investigate the water. So you can see here, I'm not asking him to go in the water. I'm very hopeful that the water isn't higher than my wellies. And here I'm just moving the birds on. But I'm just asking him, and I've done a lot of this at home with spooky things. I zigzag, so you'll see I just change direction and keep moving. So I'm not making an issue. I'm just going to slowly kind of start walking into the water, but I'm not asking him. I'm just turning again, and he's obviously looking quite relaxed. He looks like he wants to go in. So at this point, I might just stand and say, okay, have a look. I don't really want him sniffing the water. It's probably not the cleanest. And the other thing I will say, guys, is I never, ever let my horses graze. I've got a real thing about not letting them graze in different venues for germs, but also for manners. So here you can see he's thinking about it. I think I'm going to get soggy in a minute. But at no point am I kind of pressurising him. Here I'm going to just move him so he's got something else to think about, just in case he thinks about roly-polying. But you can see it's all kind of just quietly moving him round, not making a big deal of it. And again, I wasn't expecting to get him in the water. I just thought I'd have a play and see what we've got. But you can see here, you know, he's unsure, but he's quite happily following me. And then again here, you can see somebody walking across the course there, so he's having a little nosy, but he seems quite confident. So this is where I'm hopeful on the welly boots. I think I did come back a little bit soggy, but I'm really chuffed with this. Just trying to keep him moving because I don't want that excuse of, oh yes, thank you very much, roly-poly. And again here, a layer off, I'm getting warm now. But I've given him a chance to process and have a little wander around, and then I've come back to walking through. I haven't just kept going through the water. So I think it's important that they go off and do other things, have a little think about it, and then come back again. But I'm really, really chuffed with this, really chuffed. And now we've got our friends back, so they've joined us, and they're having a play through the water. So I've stepped back, so I've given him chance to be able to have enough distance that he's not worried about them going through the water quicker, because they were walk, trot and cantering through. And that's a big deal for a young horse. Here again, we're just watching. There's other horses again on the course. But I'm really pleased with this because, he's settled in. We've had horses cantering past, jumping over things. But he's just got a little bit bright here because there's more horses coming to the field. So I'm just going to back him up. And this is my go-to. Again, settled. Quite happily watching again. So really, really pleased. And while we've got the lovely, handsome Tucker in the water, I thought it'd be ideal to take Duke in and have a look. So all the water training we did was on our own without anybody else. So now I thought I'd introduce another horse, and sometimes horses like to follow, but the fact that he was quite happy and he works so well with me, I wanted to address the water with just us on our own. But now it's nice for him to see that actually other horses can go in the water and it's absolutely fine. And this is great, this gives me huge confidence for when I do get on and start riding, that he's not going to explode, and he's going to take it all in his stride. So now we're going to play around with some steps. But Ace is brilliant for this because they've got little, sort of ramps up and down, little grass hills here. And it's just brilliant for them to learn, especially for babies, to work out where their feet are. And when we started leading him out in hand, we've got some hills on the farm and he really had to get used to what to do with his feet. But here I'm not making a big deal of it. I'm just walking up the step and he's like, yeah, okay. I think sometimes we can get too focused on, oh God, it's a step or it's a drop down. And actually, I'm trying to keep my eyes up as if I'm riding him, and really focus on just thinking forward down a channel. And he's having a little look at the others going away. But again, this is great because he's got to concentrate on me. His friends are leaving him. And because we've done a little bit of this at home with him being left, other horses coming in and out, it's been really beneficial. So here we're going to go and wander over to the ditch. And again, I've got no expectations, but I'm seeing them all jump the ditch and I'm thinking, well, be quite handy. Why not? So very lucky, Caroline Webster was very kind to say, yep, we can join them. And, in hand, if a horse trusts you and they're confident to follow, the more you can do like this, it's just brilliant. It's ticking all these boxes before you get on. How many of us have got ditch issues or water issues, and being able to do it without us on top? I think he actually steps in it there. It's just brilliant. Brilliant for him, brilliant for us. Again, here I'm just going to gently jog so he actually jumps it or trots over it rather than puts a foot in it. Again, handle it the other way so we can see from a different direction. But you can see he's not bothered. He's not bothered at all. And what's great about Ace Cross Country is they've got lots of different ditches of different sizes, and they really are quite inviting. Really sweet. He's getting quite confident now with a shake of the head. So here I start to put the ditch, and there's a little log to the side. So I thought, actually, I'll get going, get trotting, pop the ditch. Lovely, beautiful balanced canter. Would you believe we could not canter left for love nor money? That will be another video. Pop the log. Brilliant. Really pleased with that. And here there's one of their bigger ditches. I didn't realise it was quite as big as it was until I got there. A lovely picture here. I'm really pleased with this. And it's lovely memory building. It's really nice to have all these videos to look back on as well. And there you go. Chuffed. Absolutely chuffed. So then I thought I'd have a little look at some of the coloured jumps. And again, I wasn't kind of expecting anything, but I was starting to get I was really enjoying myself as much as I think he was. So I thought, we'll have a look at one of these little ones and see what he thinks. So I always let my horses walk up to it and look at it from both angles. But I thought it was best to go towards the other horses for this one. And I've watched this video back again and again, and I thought, was I too tight in my line? Did I pull him? Did he hesitate? Did I do something wrong? But I actually wonder if I just caught him by surprise by jumping higher, because he kind of goes, whoa, and then he jumps it. I make a big fuss of him. We come straight round and did it again. And this time, I think we did it 3 times to make sure he was really confident. The second time he was sticky, but then jumped. And then this time he's gone, way, but we're all making a big fuss too. So he does have a bit of a whoopee. But again, he's so light on the halter that I can do that. And obviously, guys, you do have to be sensible that you don't get kicked. But I just need to do that one extra time to make sure he was happy. So because I don't graze them, and every time my horses work, they get a little treat. He got an extra carrot there. So they always come back to the lorry and they have a handful of something nice.
Back.
Little smudgy. Good girl. She's in training too. Webb having his studs taken out. But this is great because he's on the long lines, not tied up, but he's having a nice bit of yummy food as a reward. And also, you know, it just realigns his tummy. So they have a bit of chaff before I work them. I've always done that. And then a nice reward when they go back on. But I am absolutely thrilled with this. Really thrilled. And I had such fun. Yeah, really, really good day. So he'll go back on the lorry while Webster gets washed off. And then Webster will join him to go home. So just a few little fun pictures there. So next outing. This was a show jumping practice evening, where you could hire a slot. Debbie Barrett's very kindly doing these, so she mentioned it to me and I thought, fantastic, that both boys can go. They've obviously done their little outings together. We know that they're both confident. So my very good friend Lizzie from Hertfordshire has come up and she's got Prince. So what we did, guys, was we let them watch for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, watching other horses go round, take it all in. And then it was our slot. So the boys just walked round the poles, walked through the poles. We narrowed some of the wings so they had things to go through. Duke is practicing some of his agility and his rein back, having to rein back through obstacles, which is harder than it looks. And you've obviously got to have a straight rein back as well. Really pleased with that. So then I moved on to just popping a couple of little fun things. And you can see Duke's really starting to get the hang of this. He's enjoying himself. Then little Prince had a go. I didn't make poor Lizzie run round, so we did swap. And again, the wall, you know, that can be quite a spooky object. So I thought, hey, why not? We're here. It's only tiny. There's no pressure of a rider. Let's just pop them both over. And yeah, really sweet. So again, a lovely evening, another really good outing, no pressure, just a good bit of fun. So really chuffed. Both these ponies are getting to see lots of different things. They're both getting their confidence from each other and from me on the ground. And I'm just, yeah, chuffed, absolutely chuffed. Really good. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support. And hopefully this has been a fun video to watch. I'm sure you've had just as many giggles as we have had looking back at my hideous jumping style, but at least I didn't get 4 faults. Got over the fence. But yeah, I've had lots of fun making this, and you know, it's great for the boys to get out and about doing different things, and hopefully it opens your eyes up to, you know, what you can do on the ground as much as on board, and just gives your horses some fun too. So please like and share, subscribe to the channel, and remember, guys, it's all free. You know, I'm just trying to give you some tips and ideas, and hopefully it supports some of you with your journeys too. So yeah, subscribe, it's all free. Click on the bell, we can inform you when new videos come in. We've got lots more on the way, and getting really excited now because I'm going to start getting on the boys. So I'll show you how I go about that in a safe manner and building confidence for both horse and rider. So look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks very much.